Hi everyone, welcome back to Chai and Chat with Neha. Today with me is Deepika, and the more I talk to Deepika, the more I feel, how wonderful person she is and what she's doing out there is amazing. So, Deepika, welcome to Chai and Chat with Neha.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha, for adding me here, inviting me for this chat. Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. And could you please tell a little bit about yourself and what you're doing?
So currently, like I am running the brand Creator Puppets. So we manufacture these interactive toys. Everything is designed by myself, and we manufacture them by in India, Chennai. So everything is like handmade. We hand cut and machine stitch everything, and we do have a website that is where like we take in orders currently, and my staff there in India, they ship it out. We take in international orders too, but like currently our website is not focused. So we take in orders through email and we ship it out internationally. And I live in Atlanta. So I take in United States order to Etsy. So this is more about like my brand and what I'm currently doing.
Awesome, that's so nice. And before we move to your products, I wanted to understand what made you change. You were a software engineer, right? So, how this transition happened from software engineer to creating your own brand?
Yeah. So I would say like journey started back like I think like 13 12 years before I moved here. So I was like working in India as a software engineer, and then I moved here because of my husband's job. So I was in a break for certain period of time. Then moving from H4 to H1 happened because UGA was happy and glad to sponsor my visa, and my job started as an application analyst in a non-profit H1B quota. So that's how like we moved between cities. So we moved from New York to Atlanta. So I started working, then I switched on to like profit based H1B job also. So during this period of time, I used to keep myself busy in the evenings, like in designing polymer clay jewelry. So I used to design those jewelries, and like Facebook pages where starting those period of time. So I take pictures, post it, and I had my Etsy page. I used to sell few pieces through that. So I was doing everything before I got my little one. So it was like a personal choice of like taking a break when my daughter was born. And I, as I was like working full time, and like this change of like a full transition, break and being at home, it was like little hard. So I realized like maybe I should have some me time for myself, and that's how I started the journey of moving from polymer clay jewelry to designing interactive toys happened. So, and during those early days, I would say like I used to design and stitch everything because I don't know the stitching at all. So I learned to use a machine, like a tailoring machine, sewing machine. I stitch those toys and sell it out before we had the manufacturing unit
Wow.
back in India.
Oh, that's so inspiring. Like you have been in this from last 10 to 12 years and you know how this works. Right? Like in the sense, like when I'm saying last 10 to 12 years, like you have been doing something or the other, right? You have been
That's right. Something to keep myself occupied.
right, right. It takes a lifetime for some people to realize what they actually want. And but you have been doing on the side, like some people call it side business if they want. But yeah, that's so nice to hear. So I saw your Instagram page and it says Journals of Mama. Is that right? What does it mean and how does it come about?
Journals of Mama is typically, I would say, like a digital memory of moments, time spent together. It is typically between myself and my daughter. So, actually, the Journals of Mama name, right? Initially, I didn't have that name. I had the name with my daughter's name, and I felt with this internet technology, maybe like why to expose her name out, and I made a switch, and I felt like whatever we do, the activities or like reading books, everything connected with the name, the Journals of Mama, like a digital diary. So that is how like the name came up.
Oh, nice. So you said it's the journey or the memories between you and your daughter. So, and you also mentioned that creative puppets came out after you became a mom. So let's move to creative puppets and what kind of toys you have. Like, what are you building?
So everything is screen free. So
Oh, nice.
nothing is like electronic. We don't use any batteries. So more of like interactive toys where like kids early early age development happens, where like the sense of touch develops and like kids learn to use how to use their finger muscles, hand eye coordination. So we use like tend to use a lot of buttons, clips, and yeah, those are incorporated, and some pretend and play element is also there in our toys.
Oh, that's nice. So that's like, does it range between any age range or is it okay for kids to play until they are like 6, 7?
So we have a age range like the toy totally like whatever interactive toy we suggest, like our brand works maybe 0 to 8 or like 9 as of now, but like certain toys goes for certain kids. Like few toys we go for like babies can play maybe between 6 months to 2 years, or some toys works for even 3 years also. It all depends on like the baby what they like, the kid what they like, the development. And these range, I would say like it's a suggestion, because like kids learn different things at different time. We just like as a person who designs and manufacture, we just like tell them, the parents out, this is the age range. But like some may pick it at like some later stage, like the lacing or the shoelace. They don't have to immediately do like maybe at 5 years. Some may pick it up 7 years, which is also like totally fine. At the end, like kid needs to understand and like utilize these toys and learn things which is like need for the.
Nice, nice. So, how do you come up with the ideas like, oh, what toys shall I make, or what would be good for kids, in certain age range?
So currently we do have a website. So the website helps us a ton, because like where you can see parents do search random things in the website, that gives an idea of like, okay, maybe this is what they are looking out and this is not there in our brand. So we can design those toys. I look for those and come up with the ideas. Basically our toys are screen free and we recommend it to be travel free also. So when we design, we have to make sure the number of loose pieces, we tend to keep it like less as much as possible, because like they can carry around, kids can play and so on. And we want to keep it lap size, like kids can keep there on the lap and play when they go around. So keeping on these criteria, I do start designing the toys. I come up with the idea, then I send it out to my team back in India. So they design the toys and like they send out videos. I check it out, proof check, and I receive the samples. So like every toy, whatever is sold in our website, it takes like the background work of like at least 3 weeks to a month goes background. So like I receive the sample and I proof check. We work around on the mistake. If something is like I feel like okay, it is not good, maybe like we keep that piece away and rework on the design. And when I feel it is good, then we go for like manufacturing it in like large quantities. And this is how like we go in coming up with new ideas and new products.
That's amazing. And do you see a difference between kids here or kids back in India? Like their learning styles or their interests? Like, did you see any difference?
I would say like there is nothing much.
Okay.
So it is all like what kids are exposed and what they like. So I would say like if a certain kid is like exposed more of a screen time, then it would take a while for the kid to adapt to using this interactive toy. So because like they like the screens to be like, maybe giving them more happiness and yeah, they get like engrossed with the screen more, and these toys don't emit any lights or sounds. So it is more of like a kid themselves have to understand, come and play. I would say like more of the difference between kids, I would say like the parents connect is more needed in order to inbuild a play methodology with the kids. So like parents need to sit with the kid and connect with them, or like just show them how to access the toy, how to play with the toy. So what you show kids repeat it. It's a process of repeating, and that's how the imaginative play develops.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. And you know what comes to my mind is because when we put the TV on, everything is running on its own and they get the dopamine, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But when they are looking at the toy, they don't know what to do because the toy is not working on its own. So I think it's safe to say that it's for parents as well as kids, right? So parents also get involved with the child's, imagination and the child's behavior. And definitely there will be, how we say it, rebellious behavior at first, right? Because they are so used to of getting everything in front of them in terms of screen, but now they are just doing things on their own and they don't know what to do unless a parent tells, like how you're explaining it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it takes a lot of effort for like because like this is a digital era, like where kids are exposed to screens a lot. They see iPad, phones a lot around the house, then toys. Like until a parent takes a measure, deliberate measure in order to
Mm.
putting lot of toys around and showing them and turning off the television or the screen, because like it is more I would say like the involvement of parent is like much needed, a connect is needed in order to for overall growth, like physical and mental growth in the kids. So they need to show like okay how to play with the toy, they need to like imitate and play. And kids, I would say like they don't pick in immediately, so they don't play the toys as it is supposed to. So that is normal, I would say. They do because like they are trying to learn their senses, and they are trying to understand how their hand works. They use the toy extreme roughly, and it is normal. They throw things around, they play. That is a kind of play. When that is how everything begins. And slowly it is like a parent or a adult has to like show them how to play, imitate, sit with them, talk. If they are not interested in a particular toy, it's okay, keep the toy away, maybe pick a book, do something, or like play a sensory activity, maybe take a pile of colored rice, write with them, pour it in the tray, play with them, or like introduce a water play. Calm them down first before like we expect kids to behave in a certain way, because like they are getting enough amount of dopamine in screens and it's not available here, so they have to do a lot of effort in order to connect with it, and as parents we can create the difference.
Right, right. Wow, those are some really good points you just said, and they're very important for parents to think about, like where they want to see their kids grow, right? And I saw you have also mentioned on your products that says ISO certified 9001 to 2015. What does that mean?
It is actually a quality standard which is provided by a certain government organization. So it is to tell the parents and adults out there, look, our product, maybe it's a home ground brand, and we do have samples which is verified by certain organization, and everything is like proof checked before it is provided to the kids. So like if you see large factory manufactured brands, they put out toys, lot of toys are like easily breakable and like not safer for the age which is supposed to be mentioned in the toys. It says like 0 to 3, and we parents or like adults, we don't see the labels and we give out the toy. 0 to 3 is supposed to not use the particular toy, but we give those light and sound based toys to the younger kids, and kids don't know how to use, they throw around and play. So what we specify here is like in through our brand everything is checked. So all
Mhm.
small pieces, everything is checked before putting out in our toys.
Oh, that's so nice. I mean, especially if I think about like my own son's journey, right? There were so many toys which had like those small cells. Now they have started giving warnings, but those battery cells that we used to have, like, the small ones, the coin batteries, those are so dangerous because kids used to put in their mouth and they put everything in their mouth, right? And I'm glad that there are warnings now, but with the product, like how you're explaining about your products, it's so easy because they are safe for kids, right? And even if they are putting in their mouth, we are rest assured that they're not going to take it in because it's not that small.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Even in our toys, we do put out the warning. We say like
Oh, okay.
parent supervision is needed because certain fabric kids may chew. But we do put out the warnings. But the coin batteries, whatever you told, is like very true because it comes with the battery phone toys or like all light toys. Everything contains those batteries. It has with loud sounds, and those, if it breaks, the batteries fall apart, and
Yes.
babies or kids don't know what it is. They think it's a part of toy, and they feel it to be in a smaller size, and they put it in, and choking happens, and there has been like a lot of accidents due to these kind of toys.
Right, right. And how did you see the response of parents when you first came out with these products? Like, what was their response?
So I would say like first I didn't approach the parents directly. It was like I did went around schools back in Chennai. So in 2018 when I had some samples, I took these samples to few schools around, showed them, and the awareness was, I would say, like it was in a mid range.
Hmm.
It was not so bad, or like there was awareness. It was mid range, and it as what am I talking is like 6 7 years back. So those schools were my initial customers. So that is how like I was able to pitch in some sales, and I got some orders through them. The pretend and play, and the school started understanding about the importance on how the pretend and play is needed in children's early development. And then I started posting pictures on Instagram or videos, and slowly the sales started to come in, and parents understood the toy, how it is needed, and they come back with the pictures or the videos telling like, look, my kid was playing in this toy, now he's able to tie the shoelace, or like able to identify these planets or work on the math skill in a better way. So yeah, this is how the transition is like happening.
Oh, that's so nice. I mean, when parents, and especially when you are working on something and it is received by parents or the caregivers, and the way it is received, you get the response right there and then, right? Like, so that is very fulfilling to know that okay, things are working, people are understanding why it is important. And yeah, that's so nice. And since you're a mom yourself, how do you manage working on this baby versus your own baby, right? Like, even business, I that's how I feel like it's a baby, right? Because
Yeah.
you kind of nurture it from the very beginning, like how we treat the babies. So how do you find that, you know balance?
Yeah. So not only the brand, I also work in a full-time IT job. So currently, like I'm doing a job search, and like trying to keep myself updated with the certification, and like
Mm.
do the job search as much as I can. Whenever I get some time, I do have a list of stuff to be done for creative puppets, so I try to check in one. So whatever I can do for a particular day, or like set out time for a week and do those tasks, complete that, and so on. So that's how like during my break is what the website of creative puppets and everything happened. And mom work always takes a important maybe like the entrepreneurship or the IT work, mom work comes first. So she is grown up, now she can do all her work by herself, but like whenever she needs help, I come and do the work. When I'm not able to be present, then my husband pitches in, and parenting is always like the contribution of both the parents. So yeah, that's how. And I would say like there is no balance and all because like some days it goes more of mom work will be more and parenting will be more. Some days it will be like other works takes in the importance. So it's somehow like just sailing through it.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I truly said it's not like, 50 or like, there's no one way of doing things. I totally, totally agree with this as a parent. So, you talked about some materials and the things that you're using for creative puppets, right? How do you ensure that, like those materials are good or this material is not good? Like, how do you ensure that safety for kids?
So now it is like over the years we are purchasing from the same vendors.
Okay.
So typically I don't switch the vendors. So I buy from them because as I live here, I cannot like check everything.
Right.
So that's the reason like I don't switch, and I trust those vendors, and they always provide us the quality material. And if at all I need to buy from some new vendors or like try in some new products, I used to buy in like less quality quantities. I get in here proof check before we buy in bulk.
Okay.
And whatever toys, as I mentioned, like we sample out, and sometimes if I feel like just my sampling is not enough and I have to provide it to some Montessori schools or some therapy centers, I send it out and I get the inputs from them. And that's how like we tend to keep the quality check, maybe the raw materials or the finished products intact.
Nice. So how have you had any experience something where somewhere where any parent or caregiver came back to you and it truly truly surprised you with that feedback?
Yeah, actually, like the early toys, whatever I stitched, because like you have more connect to the materials what you made. Like, so I would say 2018 and all, I used to stitch, and parents still do come back telling like, look, my daughter remembers the particular book what you stitch for them. So it's like almost 7 8 years I made those product, and still a mom comes back telling like, we remember those. My daughter remembers. My kid remembers. So those that feeling is like really great, and they say like I have passed the toy to the sibling or the cousin in the family, and they still play. And I feel so happy that the brand value of sustainability stays good, because the main focus what we want to make is like we create toys with high quality. We want to make sure like multiple kids play with them. So it's just not one kid, so multiple kids have to play with them. So that's why we taken so much pain in creating products which take a lot of time to do.
Sure. Yes, I can totally understand. And again, it is very fulfilling, right, when you get feedbacks like that.
That's true.
So, as an entrepreneur, like what is one thing that you've learned all these years, or not just one thing, but what is that thing that you feel that, you have learned and you can pass on to others who are starting their journey in the same field?
So when I started, like I would say, like many brands started during the time, because it was the time when when the online brands came in, shops came in. So it was like more of a growing phase for us. Like we made a lot of mistakes, we learned,
Right.
and I say people who are starting at this point of time, you have like a lot of stuff to learn from.
Hmm.
So you can learn from people around. And what I would say, like a manufacturing brand, I would say like whatever they do, maybe when they start as a homegrown business, a small brand, I would say like manufacture in a small quantity, like test it out, check the quality. And because like you are doing this, there should be some purpose, right? You are doing it because something is not available, or you feel like some quality is lagging. So whatever you want to do it in a smaller size, proof check it, get feedback, and like be even the feedback if it is negative, like I would say like not to get disheartened, because like we learn from the mistakes. And I would say the beginners not to always have a need and a want sheet. So like you need not like invest a lot and everywhere, like all the beautification stuff of your office, I would say like don't do that. Just like focus on need, like building the brand's quality, the material, and get a proper feedback from the customers. So those are need, and wants can come later.
Oh, this is such a wonderful advice. That's so right, right? Like, because we sometimes put in an effort where it doesn't need.
That's very true actually, yeah.
That's nice. So, are you considering maybe going to local libraries, or have you ever done such sort of things where you go to local schools or libraries to connect and show your product?
I have done in past, like visiting few libraries, not in USA, but I have done in like India few places. So I'm
Okay.
hoping to do few more around here in the US or somewhere in the future.
Sure, yes, because if like I can see your products behind you and they look really interactive and very colorful. So definitely like try maybe talk to local librarians, right? And see what they have to say and what they're looking for. You never know how it turns out.
That's very true. You don't know what change comes up, so maybe I have to try many in the future.
Sure, yes, yes. So, since we now know what creative puppets are doing, do you have any vision for future? What do you want to build, or are you working on something? Like, for example, if I have to refine my question more, like, are you thinking of introducing like Christmas, like type of toys, or like Diwali is coming up, like festive based toys or something of that sort?
Yeah. So as of Creative Puppets, when we started itself, we had a collaboration with a certain brand where we try to convert their printable storybooks, like they had a board book, into cloth toys. So we had a collaboration very early, and we are currently working with few other brands, so in order to convert their products into felt brace toys.
Okay.
So this is like comes under collaboration and making new products. Yes, we are working some, but not Diwali. We do have some products for like Christmas and Pongal, but like we are trying to make like some different toys, focusing on various mediums, like not only fabric, a different set of medium we are working on, but it is still in talks. So I would say like people to follow my page, so
All
they
right.
should be like able to find out more updates about these products soon in the near upcoming months.
Oh, that's awesome, awesome. Yes, definitely. I'm sure people, I think now what people want is, and I feel everyone is feeling the same thing that we talked about. More screens are available for kids. And if they feel, if they see these toys in their kids' hands, those are so much better than just handing them the screens right away, right?
That's very true, because like the main reason for me like coming up with the brand, because like I did see like lot of screen exposure, and like when my daughter was growing up, like more of screens were involved, and like we had to take deliberate efforts in order to limit those and reduce those. And even the brands out there, many do focus on like screen or the battery based toys, and we want to focus on just the staying away from the screens and batteries in order to create stick to the brand value.
Awesome, awesome. So this is such amazing information that you have given out to the viewers today. And if they have to reach, they can go directly to your website, or Etsy is the place that they can go on order. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yeah. They can go to my website, or they can reach out to us through Etsy, or like DM us. I can like help them around.
Awesome. So I'll paste all the information in this episode and they can check it out. It's so amazing, Deepika, talking to you and just getting to know what you're doing is amazing out there. I can't be thankful enough to talk to you today and just knowing what you're doing out there. And that's why my channel or this module is called as Changemakers, because you're making that change.
And thank you, Neha, for this opportunity, because like through this way I'm able to like interact and share more about my brand work and let out to lot of people around, and this helps, and this opportunity helps a ton.
Awesome. I'm so glad. It's totally my pleasure. Thank you so much, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Neha.